Hello there guys, another little story in the day. As you know, I was there. I was with Lee for 14 weeks. I knew him since I was 20-odd-year-old, since I was a kid, and he was, but we just had the name of him a few times, but just one ear and out the other because it wasn't my thing. I was just training and that, but yeah, I had the fight with him, we ended up being best friends. So, of course, I did the fight I told you in the restaurant, sorry, not the restaurant, in the estimate and knocked the lad out and got remanded, I told you the last time. So I got into remand on that, but before I went on remand I was on the run with Lee Duffy. A couple had beaten my house, had beaten a couple of flats I had, they'd beaten other people's houses for me, and they couldn't get houses out of the way. So Lee got this old van, he got it up Brian Flat, it was an old white van, it was like I can't remember the name of it now, like a Volkswagen looking thing, like a little van. So I'm in there, 24 stone, he's 17 stone, he's driving up, so you're never going to see us. And he had that jacket where I give to Shelley, he used to wear that jacket, it was fucking getting cold, the weather. So we goes in the clubs, so we goes in the Belmont, which Freddie Beezy's passed away, he was a great old character. I've loved him a bit, he was like a lovely lad, he looked after you and he had all the nightclubs, millionaire, top bloke, lovely man. So we went and seen him and he gives us a cuddle and everything, then we go into the club. So we went in the Havana, Teddy did go in there, doing these mad dances, he used to do all his dances. Lee used to like Candy Staton. He loved that song, he always used to dance to that with his hands up and doing his Cossack dance. So he said, "Here big fella, have half one of these." So he gave me this thing called a biscuit, put it in my mouth, it was an ecstasy tablet. Never had a drug in my life apart from that bit of coke and that with him. That bit of crack I was telling you about the other time. So I'm sat there, I'm stood there at the bar and I'm having a fresh orange and that, and alright, just dancing about like this. The next minute, fucking hell, I was sudden things, it was like they're a bit acidy, these tablets. Apparently they had a bit of smack in them. So I stood there, oh, what's going on? All of a sudden, instead of being like this, I'm like that, I'd slumped like cabbage. So I thought, no, what's going on? So I thought, oh, I'm going to get filled in here. Lee's going to knock me out here. I'm getting a bit paranoid, obviously. I thought, well, I can't fight back because my hands were just, couldn't put my hands up, they were just gone. So I'm laid against the bar like this, and people said he's going to fall over then. So Lee's, what are you doing, you big bastard? I thought, I don't know what I'm doing here. He said, it's the giddy, it's the drugs, don't worry, it'll subside, don't worry. Anyway, I was there, I went on for about an hour. It's never going to end this. He went here, come on you, grab round me. And if he was ever going to be a liberty taker, he could have took it that night, and I couldn't have done nothing. He could have filled me in, he could have smashed me to pieces. I was completely gone, right, completely catatonic. So he took me outside, got me to the van, and we went up to another pub, and he went in, and John Graham and all them were in there, lovely lads and all, John. All nice lads, you know, in them days. All could have a fight, and all shook hands if you got beat, all shook hands if you lost, but we never went on people's houses smashing windows. We didn't go around people's houses offering them up for fights and stuff. We'd meet them on field, as I said, or on the sands, or in a car park, somewhere like that, away from the police, prying eyes, and no one ever got locked up. So yeah, so I'm outside in the van. I'm starting to wake up a bit now, and a bit of music on the radio, tapping away and doing this. Oh, you come to life, are you, big fella? So he gets in the van, drives around, says, oh, we're going to see Flatty. I knew Flatty because I went to the door with Flatty. Brian Flatty, lovely man, he's the one in my videos where you see me training, he helped me. I mean, I did 800-pound deadlift through him, and 800-pound squats and that, and Paul Epstein seen me do it, and Kev Kilty seen me do it, all the people know Mouse seen me do it, Mark Davison, Chris Curry, and Mark Johnson, Ali Johnson, all seen me doing these mad lifts in the day, and all these different gyms, all different prisons. So they were there, but we went in Brian's anyway, and Brian had a bottle of vodka. So do you want to drink? Well, I didn't really drink, and Lee didn't really drink. So anyway, Brian, we drank this bottle of vodka between us, and it was about 3 or 4 in the morning. So he said, oh, we've got the blues now. I'm like, fucking hell, never ends with him. So we went to the blues, we're in the blues, and I'm half drunk, but the geese keep you up because they keep you up higher. Anyway, Brian, come here. This is such a park, and he just kept introducing me. He loved me, he did. He loved it because he had someone with him. He said for the first time, it was me, him, and another lad up in a lad's called Mark. I wouldn't say his second name. We were up Stokes, and Dido was there, and he went, see this kid. He said he died for you. He put his heart right on the line for me. He said, first person in my life I've ever known. I'm up against this man here. He's just phenomenal. He's just speed, his strength. He's got. I forget about the fighting. We're best of friends now. See, I'm just saying. You're just a one-off big fella, 100%. There was like 30 people at the table, all sitting there, all travellers and that. You like the travellers, like. So anyway, we're back to the blues. he's got me out there again, doing lifting cars up with t-shirts to my hand, because they used to cut your hands then, because the bumpers then were metal and they were bolted on so you could pick the car up. You couldn't do it now, you just pull the bumper off. And he'd be picking cars up, doing these lifts all the time, and he was always having a bit of fun. But I miss him. I mean, yeah, there'll never be another Lee Duffy, never. So one-off like Viv Graham, just a legend he was, but he'll never be forgotten either. And the people who make stories up about him, they're just made up. The stories I'm telling you are from the horse's mouth in the day when we ran about in 1991, and stories of people who were with Lee, who knew Lee and loved Lee. So you'll only get the truth out of me. So well, keep listening, and I'll speak to you again soon. God bless your souls to the both guys, Lee Duffy and Viv Graham. Love you both.